Hey guys, my name is Stephanie Radcliffe. Today I will be discussing climate change. What exactly is climate change? And here's a little breakdown of what it is and how it affects our daily lives. Climate change is pretty much it's when the world that consists of you and I, of course, it has a temperature, and that temperature heavily depends on balance. Um, the sun heats, it goes to the earth to make it warm. And the sun's heat bounces back to space to make it cool. So here's where climate change steps in, and this is when everything kind of discuss the word balance a little bit more too. So when everything is not balanced, that causes a change, of course. That's just like us. When we're not balanced, you can tell it causes a change in our everyday lives and how we act with our families. So here's this world that has this unbalanced temperature. That's what causes the climate to change. And the climate has changed many times before. Do you guys know the correct term when this happens? If you said natural climate change, you are correct. Yeah, so the correct term is called natural climate change. And it's caused by a few things, such as volcanoes, eruptions, changes in the sun energy, and changes in Earth's orbit as well. So the greenhouse gases also it makes the Earth warmer. And the greenhouse, it traps the heat from the sun, and it's kind of like a blanket. When we're cold, we grab a blanket to stay warm. So the greenhouse gas is pretty much like a blanket over the earth. And things started to go a little crazy since the 1700s. That's when we started building more. Um, Learn how we started using electricity. Um, we burn coal, of course, to do so. We burn oil to make our cars run, to take buses. And we also burn oil to make planes, move from one place to the next. We also use chemicals to make things. We burn gas to also do cooking. We dump lots of trash on landfills, and we also plant a lot of rice. So these little things contribute to the greenhouse gases. And remember when I said this is the blanket that keeps the earth warm? So every day, we're probably not even paying attention to how much we're contributing to making the earth warmer. Just by even cooking or turning on the microwave, we are keeping the earth warm. Okay. Well, what happens when we get too hot? Some of you guys may fall out when you get too hot. I know I catch a headache. I start to sweat. Sometimes I get a little dizzy as well. So just imagine if the earth is getting way too hot. What do you think? What do you think is happening? Well, when that happens, it's like glaciers and ice sheets, are melting. So stuff that is, normally cold, they're starting to melt because the earth is too warm. There's no balance to keep everything, cool, what needs to be cool and what needs to be hot. That balance is gone. Seas are rising. Storms are way stronger. And they're coming out of nowhere. Just about 2 weeks ago, we had a tornado down south in Alabama. So these are all examples of climate changes. Some places are getting drier. Even the seas are getting warmer. And living things at this point, everything is in trouble if you're a living thing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna challenge you guys, okay? I'm gonna challenge you guys to contribute less to these greenhouse gases because this is where the problem is coming in at. So here's what you can do every day. Like I said, gas. If you're in walking distance to your job, walking distance to your classes, walk more. Drive your car less. If it's possible to ride a bike, and that's even good exercising for you as well. If you could switch to electric or even hybrid. There's a lot of hybrid cars out there now. Use energy wisely. Even just helping you with your bill, save money as well. Unplugging things that does not need to be plugged in anymore if you're not using it. And the biggest thing that a lot of communities don't really focus on anymore, but recycling. I live in a community where they still have the recycle bin and the trash bin. Recycle those water bottles. Guys, you can recycle plastic all the time. These things will help with the climate change. Because if we don't act now, guys, we are in trouble. And you don't know what could happen, you know, with the climate changing. So it's very important that we act now, and so that way we won't have to reap the consequences later on in the future. So yeah, here's my little speech on climate change.